Hello everyone. Welcome to another stream. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and get comments pulled up. Give me just a second. Okay, I think I got that plugged up now. I always forget to plug it up to let it charge before we do the streams. Probably something I should start doing ahead of time. Anyway, we got Mint in the chat first. What's up, Mint? We got Trish right behind Mint. Cassie, Cindy. What's up, guys? David. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about why your intrusive thoughts change. Why your intrusive thoughts change. So this is a topic that can sort of get people thrown for a loop, right? Get people concerned. You know, they seem to overcome one set of intrusive thoughts or an intrusive thought in particular, only to be sort of blindsided by another one. So that is going to be the topic of today's stream. We've got Jennifer in here. What's up, Jennifer? Let's see. I've got the comments pulled up. I'm going to send out some notifications really quick, guys. You know I don't trust the bell. Ring it anyway. Ring it regardless. But we're going to send out another one really quick. Really quick. There we go. How are you guys doing today? We had freezing temps here. We had freezing temps here last night, and I think it's supposed to be freezing again tonight, so that's interesting. Cindy got the notification. It actually worked today. What do you know? What do you know? Mint says, yes, this is very relevant for people who feel like anxiety switches up all the time. Yeah, absolutely. There's some really good points I want to make today with this topic in particular. So, because I feel like there's still a good amount of people out there that are trying to, what's a good way to word this? Trying to overcome particular thoughts or particular themes, as some people might call them, in order to overcome their anxiety. They kind of have themselves convinced, if I overcome this one particular thought that's got me stuck, then I will be healed, right? We're gonna talk about that today. We're gonna talk about why it's happening, why your intrusive thoughts are changing, what your goal really should be, right? And we're just going to get into that, and hopefully by the time you leave this stream today, you'll be like, you know what, that makes a little bit more sense. Very relevant for people. Yeah, I was stuck in a cycle like that last year. Yeah, it's an easy cycle to get stuck in, Mint. It's a very easy cycle to get stuck in. So I feel like this is an important stream. We won't wait around too long before we get started, but we will give it another minute or so, just to give people an appropriate amount of time to get in here. Or maybe it was the year before, but it felt like every new theme was more severe. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that. So many people have their sights set on getting rid of these thoughts or getting rid of these themes, and I was one of those people for a long time. You know, if I could just get rid of this one particular thought, guys, I would be healed. Right? If I could just get rid of this one particular theme, I could be healed. Louise, hello, welcome. Good to see all of your faces in here today. Hope you're all doing fantastic. We're going to get rolling in just a second, guys. Just a second. Mine are always changing or cycling at least. Yes. Miller, what's up? All right, guys, we've got a full chat in here. We might as well go ahead and get this party started. If you do enjoy this stream, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Let's jump into the topic. So we're going to be talking about why your intrusive thoughts change, right? So again, I was talking to Mint there about how people can get caught on this notion, right? This false belief that if they could just get rid of this one thought, if they could just get rid of these thoughts, if they could just get rid of this theme, right, then they will be healed. And so people are kind of tackling their recovery in the wrong way. They're really focused on fighting these intrusive thoughts because they believe if they can get rid of them, then they will be healed, right? Let's start at the top. Why are these intrusive thoughts coming to begin with, right? They're coming because you are in a state of fight or flight. When you have tired nerves and you're tapped in and tuned in to fight or flight, which basically just means you have tired nerves, right? Your brain has this funny little mechanism. It has this funny little trick that it likes to do where it says to itself, my person is in a state of danger because they've been acting very strange, negative behaviors, and a lot of mental fighting. My person is in a state of danger. So, in order to get their attention and in order to save them and get them fighting or fleeing from this danger, I'm going to do this very annoying trick where I send them nothing but irrational and negative thoughts. So that's what happens when you're in a state of fight or flight, right? When you've got tired nerves, your brain is tuned in to this mode, this survival mode, where it sends you irrational thoughts. Now, some people might say, well, Wonder Bro, that doesn't seem very nice. Why would my brain want to do that to me? And again, the answer to that question is actually quite simple. Your brain wants to send you what ifs, worst case scenarios, irrational thoughts, because as a part of fight or flight, it needs to get your attention. It wants to get you fighting. It wants to get you fleeing. So that is why it is kind of wired when it's in a state of fight or flight, right? Tired nerves, to send you nothing but irrational and negative thoughts. Okay. Now, to the point of the stream, why do these thoughts seem to change? Why do they seem to go round and cycle? They do that because if they can't get your attention, if your brain can't get your attention with one particular thought, then it will try to get your attention with another particular thought. And that is why they seem to cycle. There is nothing more to it than that. If your brain, if your anxiety, your OCD, whatever you want to call it, if it can't get you to fight with one particular thought, right? If you accept one long enough and it can't get that old fight out of you, then it might try something new. Right? And that's why it tends to cycle. Now, the problem is people think, well, then I'm just doomed to spend a life of, a life filled with anxiety because that just means it's going to cycle endlessly, right, Wonder Bro? No, absolutely not. If you start to use those two keys, right, if you start to use that accepting inner voice instead of mentally fighting with those thoughts and feelings, it is what it is, right? And if you start to use the positive behaviors, have a productive, fun day regardless of how you feel, the cycle will eventually come to an end because you'll step out of fight or flight. You will teach your brain that the tiger doesn't exist, right? But to fight every thought is not only very stressful, because we know you can't teach anxiety with logic, you teach it with behaviors. So to fight every thought is not only stressful, but it leads to not healing. So in that way, the cycle just continues to kind of repeat itself, right? So you're not doomed to a life full of a never-ending cycle of intrusive thoughts, okay? If you stop the fight and you adopt just the it is what it is sort of inner voice, and you do the positive behaviors, you live your life in a very positive way while these feelings are there. If you do that, the cycle will come to an end. Eventually, the brain will conclude, after so many failed attempts to get you to fight, it will conclude that the danger must not be real, right? It's watching your new positive behaviors. It's seeing that you're not mentally fighting. So it will eventually conclude, guys, that there must not be a real danger, and the cycle will come to an end, right? This is called healing. But so many people out there are determined to fight every irrational thought that comes their way because, and I don't blame you for believing this, but it's time to drop this belief. They believe that, okay, these irrational thoughts are causing me so much of my anxiety and misery, right? If I just argue them away and I can get them to go away and stop talking because I figured them out, then I'll heal. Which on the surface, I can understand why you would believe that. But you got to understand, as long as you're in a state of fight or flight, it's just going to cycle regardless. How many of you, and let's do one of our show of hands, right? How many of you have fought really tooth and nail with your intrusive thoughts, either to A, not get anywhere and only stress yourself out more because that's what's going to happen, or B, think you got somewhere, oh yeah, okay, I think I finally got this thought, I think I finally beat this thought away, right? Only to have your fight or flight, your tired nerves, choose another intrusive thought to send your way that you now get stuck on, right? So not only is it pointless and very stressful to try to fight these thoughts away, if you manage to do so somehow, right, and you come to a conclusion, okay, I think I can let that thought go now, I fought it long enough, the state of fight or flight tends to just send you another one in its place, right? So very stressful and very pointless and keeps your nerves tired, but also pointless because it just sends you another one in its place. Guys, I can't tell you how many times, right? I'm going to go back to my journey here for a second. I can't tell you how many times when I had tired nerves, I would sit around and fight with my thoughts and stress myself out even more, 100 times more, and then finally think, okay, well, I think I finally beat that thought down, right? And then just another one comes to take its place. It's because you're in a state of fight or flight, right, guys? It's because you're in a state of fight or flight. And when you're in a state of fight or flight, which means tired nerves, basically, right, that part of the brain, it sends you irrational thoughts. So, yes, you can beat them down, but it's just going to tire you out more, and the brain's just going to try to pick something else to get your attention. Because that's what it's doing. When it's in a state of fight or flight, it wants to get your attention. It wants to get you fighting or fleeing. So it's just going to pick something else, right? So not only does it really hinder your recovery and keeps you from recovering when you fight with these thoughts so hard, if you manage to beat one up, it's just going to send another one in its place, right? So how many people can sit here and say, and probably all of you can sit here and say, you know what, Wonder Bro, at one point in time, I really thought if I could just get over this one thought, then it would be smooth sailing from there. And then I finally got over it, and I'll be damned if it didn't just pick another one. Right? You got to stop basing your recovery off of, well, if I can just get rid of this thought, then I'll be good. That's just not how this works. As long as you're in a state of tired nerves, the brain just tends to latch on to different things. And if you get rid of one, it tends to latch onto another. You need to accept the latching. You need to accept it as a part of being in fight or flight instead of trying to fight every latch away. So it latches onto something and you're not trying to fight it away. You're just like, you know what, this is a part of being in fight or flight, right? I'm going to focus on positive behaviors. I'm going to drop the mental fight and I'm going to focus on positive behaviors, because that's what's going to tell my brain there's no tiger, not the mental fight. The mental fight is just pointless, and it's going to keep my nerves stressed. If I do, quote unquote, win the mental fight, it'll just latch on to something else anyway. There's no point. So whatever your fight or flight is sending you today with those irrational thoughts, just accept it as what it's sending you today. Don't try to beat it down, because you know if you do, you're just going to be more tired, your nerves are going to be more fragile, and it's just going to latch on to something else anyway. So it's really pointless at the end of the day, right? These irrational thoughts come as a part of being in fight or flight, and you just need to accept that. You need to accept that these irrational thoughts and latching on to different obsessions is just going to come as a part of being in fight or flight. Because Louise comments, so basically they change because you listen to them in some way, avoidance or engagement. Not necessarily. They change, right? They can change either because you're simply not fighting with them anymore and your brain wants to try something new. That's fine. You shouldn't be fighting. And if your brain wants to try something new, let it try something new. If it couldn't get your attention with one thing, it might try to get it with another thing, and that's fine. That's a good sign. If it's changing, that's fine. That's a good sign. There's nothing wrong with that. Whether it's changing, though, or not changing, okay, and I know that's the title of the stream, but I want to throw this out there. Whether it's changing or not changing is kind of irrelevant, because we're going to tackle it the same way, which is by not fighting, right? By not fighting. So they don't necessarily change because you engaged. They can change because, well, maybe the first irrational thought, you didn't fight with it, you accepted it, and that didn't get your attention, so let's try something else, right? Maybe that's what the brain says. Let's try something else. That didn't get their attention. That didn't get them involved in a fight. They didn't fight with that. Let's try something else, right? So that's why they change. That's why they change. But the really the main point today, guys, is that not only are you keeping yourself from recovery when you fight with them, but you're also wasting your time, because as long as your nerves are tired and you're in a state of fight or flight, the brain is going to send you irrational thoughts. That's just what it does when you are in a state of fight or flight, and it does that to get your attention, right? And to get you to fight, really, is why it does that. So understand that's very normal, and understand that if you think for a second that by fighting these thoughts you can get some relief, you've got it backwards. You just need to accept that these thoughts come because you are in a state of fight or flight. Leave it alone, because the fight will just stress the nerves out further, right? You can't tell the amygdala to just turn off, so just leave it alone. Accept that these thoughts come as a part of being in fight or flight, and focus on the positive behaviors. That's what really does the work. So you've got, let me give you an example. You've got all these thoughts floating around, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not going to fight with that one, because I know if I do, it'll just stress my nerves out, and it'll just pick something else to pick on me with, because that's just a part of being in fight or flight. So I'm not going to waste my time on any of these thoughts. I know that that's just a normal part of being in a fight or flight nervous system, right? So see, that becomes the accepting inner voice, that you're just not going to fight with any of the changing thoughts because you know it's pointless, because you know your brain is just in a stage of fight or flight. It's just going to pick something else anyway. So that's the accepting inner voice. You're just using your knowledge. Okay, I'm not going to fight with any of this, right? This is just a normal part of being in fight or flight. Instead, I'm going to focus on positive behavior. So I got all the thoughts roaring. I got all the feelings roaring. That's okay. But I'm not going to fight with any of it. I'm just going to get up, take the trash out, take the dog for a walk. I'm going to show my brain with my positive behaviors that the tiger doesn't exist, right? So we did a stream, and I believe it was yesterday's stream actually, where we said people have it backwards, right? They're trying to mentally heal by mentally fighting and not doing any behaviors. It needs to be the other way around. You need to show your brain with positive behaviors, aka having a productive day, a full day, a positive day with your physical behaviors, the choices you make. That's what you need to show the brain instead of trying to mentally solve it, right? Instead of trying to mentally solve it. So many people trying to mentally solve when there's nothing to mentally solve. You just need to accept that these thoughts, they come because you are in a state of fight or flight, and that's why they're there to begin with. And they change at times because it didn't get you to fight with one, so it's going to pick another, right? That's just what it's doing. It's just trying to get you to fight. So it's picking different things to get you to fight. Stop convincing yourself that you need to fight with each of them, and start accepting and remembering that there's nothing to fight. It just picks different irrational thoughts to get you to fight. That's the bluff. That's the illusion. Once you get out of the state of fight or flight, they will no longer come, right? So again, guys, that's why they change. They change because your brain is making an attempt to get you to fight or flee, and it wants to pick different things in the form of thoughts to get you to do that. Do not fight with any of them. Just accept that that's a normal part of being in fight or flight, and then focus on what will heal you, which is what, guys? Positive behaviors. So you're accepting the thoughts being there, you're accepting the feelings being there, you're accepting it as a part of being in a tired nervous system, and you are kicking today's ass with your positive behaviors, right? For so long, I got caught up on fighting every changing thought and every changing theme, because I thought I would get some relief if I did that. But then another one would take its place, and another one would take its place, and eventually you have to say there's nothing to fight. It's just trying to pick something to get on my nerves, and I'm just going to let it be, and I'm going to focus on positive behaviors. I'm going to get up and I'm going to have a productive day. I'm going to do hobbies. I'm going to do fun things. I don't feel like it, but I'm going to do it because that's the language my brain speaks. If I act like there's not a tiger, it'll soon get that. If I continue to act like there's a tiger, then it'll think there is. So I'm going to focus on positive behaviors, even though I don't feel like it. And I'm going to leave the mental stuff alone. I'm going to leave the mental stuff alone, right? And David says it's the thoughts I struggle with, which is exactly why we're doing this stream, right? Because a lot of people do struggle with the thoughts. And this stream is just to give you some insight on why those thoughts are there, David, and everyone else, right? Why those thoughts are changing, because they just want to get your attention, right? If one doesn't work that well, then it'll try another one, and so forth and so on. It's there because that's what happens when you're in a state of fight or flight, right? So a lot of people do struggle with the thoughts, David, right? People understand positive behaviors. Whether they're actually using those positive behaviors, I don't know. You have to be honest with yourself. But a lot of people do struggle with the thoughts too. And that's the point of this stream, is to let you know that you don't have to fight with all those thoughts anymore. That's just a normal part of being in fight or flight. When you get out of fight or flight with the positive behaviors, right, these thoughts won't come. Rational thoughts will start to come. Thoughts with logic will start to come. So don't bother fighting the irrational thoughts right now, right? Because they're just a very normal part of being in fight or flight. That's just a part of it. So let me put it to you like this. If you broke your ankle, having pain in your ankle would be a part of having a broken ankle, right? But you wouldn't question that. You would say, man, this sucks. I don't like having this pain in my ankle, but that's just part of having a broken ankle. So I guess I'll just get on with my day to the best of my ability, right? Right? Same concept with tired nerves. You say, okay, I guess having a bunch of irrational thoughts that change all the time is just a part of being in a tired nervous system. I'm not going to fight with it. It sucks, whatever. Right? Do you see how you have to really treat it the same as a physical injury? It is. It's tired nerves. right? But people don't look at it that way. They try to fight each and every thought that comes, and because of that, the brain freaks out even more. Oh God, they're fighting, and they stop living, right? You need to say, just like a cut on my arm comes with a little bit of pain, tired nerves comes with a little bit of irrational thinking, right? Just like you would say, okay, if I fall down and bust my ass, and that comes with a little bit of pain, having tired nerves comes with a little bit of irrational thoughts, a little bit of physical symptoms, and I know a little bit is a lot sometimes, but you get the analogy I'm trying to make. You get the point that I'm trying to make. And if you would treat it the same, if you would say, well, yeah, this is just part of being in fight or flight. Intrusive thoughts that change all the time, that's just a very normal part of being in fight or flight. I'm not going to fight with that. I'm not going to try to get rid of every thought, It's just a part of being in a tired body. I'm just going to let that happen. So that's the accepting inner voice right there. I'm just going to let that happen because I know what's up. And I'm going to have a productive day, a positive behavioral day. That's what's going to show the brain that the tiger does not exist. So you're up and you're living, you're getting involved in hobbies, you're doing things, you're being productive, keeping things tidy, whatever. You're showing the brain, hey, they're still active. They're living as if there's no tiger. They're not acting like there's a tiger, so there must not be. And then it'll make the changes. And when the changes are made, right, all of that irrational thinking junk and the changing thoughts and all that, that'll take care of itself. Those thoughts are only coming and changing because you are in a tired nervous system. You don't have to fight with them, right? You don't have to fight with them. Barack! I hope I said that right. Thank you, dude, for the $10 tip. That one spooked me a little bit. I got the headset turned all the way up, so a little bit of a jump scare there, but thank you so much. But you get the point, right? And I'm going to end this stream, guys, and let's get some purple hearts in the chat. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the point of this stream by saying one last thing. And I'm going to give this analogy one more time because I feel like it's just such an important analogy for people to grasp and understand. And, I've made it a ton in the past, but I feel like it's so important. If I go out today, right, and let's say, I don't know, I hurt my back doing something, I'm going to come home and I'm going to accept the fact that pain comes with a hurt back, right? But I'm not going to get so involved with it mentally. Yeah, it sucks. I don't like it. Just like the irrational thoughts suck, right? But I'm going to accept that back pain comes with hurting your back. And then I'm going to still have, the best that I can possibly have with my limitations, right? When it comes to tired nerves, it is the same as saying, I've got a tired nervous system. And that comes with changing irrational thoughts. That comes with it. It just comes with the territory. Just like hurting your back comes with back pain. But you don't let that shut you down. You still do your best, right, to carry on. You need to look at it the same way. Irrational, changing thoughts, and they change, the point of the stream, they change because they want to get you to fight. Irrational, changing thoughts are just a part of being in a tired nervous system. It sucks, but that just comes with the territory. I'm not going to fight with it. I'm just going to accept it as, hey, this comes with the territory, and then I'm going to have the most productive day that I can still have, despite the limitations, right? This is how you teach the brain. He or she is no longer mentally fighting, right? So there's no extra stress there, and they're still living as if nothing's happening, so there must not be a real tiger. Act like a person who is already healed, and your brain will slowly start to get the message. It'll take some time. That's okay. All right, you guys. That was a mouthful, but I feel like that was a really good one. I'm happy with that stream. I'm happy with the point of the stream. We also got another $15 tip from, I don't want to say, it sounds like you got your company name here, so I don't want to say that on stream. But we did get another $15 tip. If that was you, please let us know in the chat so that we can thank you for that. Let's get some more purple hearts, guys. We're on a 214-day streak. Thank you so much, Barack, and again, I don't want to say your company name, but thank you for the $15 tip. I appreciate you. Sanchez says, fuck it, dude. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's accepting that, and hello, Donkey, I see you. You snuck in here on me. It's accepting that irrational changing thoughts come with being in a tired nervous system, and there's nothing more to think about outside of that. If you would stop trying to figure it out, right, outside of that, then that would be the end of that would be case closed. That would be case closed, and it should be. It should be case closed. You need to accept that changing irrational thoughts are just a symptom of a tired nervous system, just like back pain is a symptom of hurting your back, pulling something in your back, right? Right? People don't really, I don't know. They don't consider that analogy, and you should consider it because it's so true. It's so true. You guys know how it feels to get a physical injury. Like if I eat too much, here's a good one because I can relate to this one a lot. What's up, Maddie? If I eat too much, guys, I am going to probably have an achy stomach, right? And I'm going to know that's because I ate too much. And so, yeah, I don't like it, just like you don't have to like the physical or mental symptoms. I don't like the achy stomach, but I know why it's there, and I'm not going to mentally fight with it. I might tell myself it sucks sometimes, but that's okay. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I just know that my stomach aches because I ate too much, right? I'm still going to get on with my day to the best of my ability, despite that limitation. I'm still going to live, okay? You need to treat your anxiety the exact same way. You know that irrational changing thoughts are a part of being in a tired nervous system. Just accept it as such. But don't get mentally involved and try to fight the changing irrational thoughts, right? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? People sleep on that analogy, man. You should stop sleeping on that analogy because it's so true. If you understand the analogy that I'm trying to make here today, you have understood what recovery is. It's to accept that these things are here because of the tired nervous system. So there's no mental involvement, just the accepting inner voice, right? What is the accepting inner voice? It's just remembering that these things are here because my nerves are tired. Okay. And then just live your life as if it wasn't there. Pretend and act like it's not there because there's no tiger and you need to prove that to your brain. So I don't even call it pretend. I call it showing your brain the truth. Okay? Thank you guys so much for all the purple hearts. Anyway, if all you take from this stream today is an understanding of that analogy, then I am more than pleased with this stream today because that is just so important. And I know the topic is why do irrational thoughts change, but I think we covered that. But we kind of got a little off topic and now we're talking about this analogy, but it's so important. So anyway, that is the point of today's stream, you guys. What a good one, man. What a good one. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're a little late, that's fine. Assuming YouTube doesn't screw up the upload, this will be uploaded to the channel. This is one of those streams where I say, that's one for the books. I'm really happy with that one. So check the whole stream out, man. If you're late, go back, check the whole stream out. Let's see here. We still got Maddie in the chat. We got Mint. How you doing, Maddie? Gary. That's 3 times now, and each time I've forgotten to turn down my headset. You'd think I would learn. Apparently, I do not. Let's see. So that was from Sumbi. Says, using these techniques to get me through my first SSRI weeks. Not sure I'd make it without your vids. Thank you. I am happy to help. I am happy to help. We are here. We're going to keep doing our thing. Thank you so much for the $10 tip. That puts us at 35, guys. We are on a 214-day streak. Thank you so much. Let me check really quick, make sure we didn't miss any tips because I do have my phone on vibrate. But let's get those purple hearts in the chat. Thank you guys so much. It is Wonder Bro. You always do a good stream. Thank you so much, Maddie. I appreciate you. Sorry, didn't realize it came through as my business name. You're good, dude. I just didn't want to, throw your business name out there. I didn't know if that was okay or not. But David, okay, David sent the $15 tip. Thank you so much, David. Appreciate you, dude. You are awesome. You are awesome. Mint, I'm really sorry to hear about your bed frame situation. I believe that was you, right? That sucks. That sucks, and I apologize for that. Let's see. Sky, thank you for the purple hearts. Sanchez, my dude, man, the Halloween decorations look amazing. They look absolutely amazing. I'm so impressed. I'm impressed every year that you decorate for Halloween. Let's see. We got Crystal in here. What's up, Crystal? Hope you're doing fantastic. I believe we still got Luis in here. All right. Let's get some music going. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now. We're at that point in the stream. So ask your questions. We're going to get some, let's go for Halloween-themed music today. Let's get into the Halloween spirit, shall we? Shall we? Wonder Bro, thanks for all your help since seeing doctor last week. All has changed. More positive now than I have been for months. I've gone on bus, supermarket, still lots of panic. Hey, but you're doing it, right? Congrats. Okay, that's really loud. Let's adjust the music just a little bit. There we go. Let me know how the music volume is, guys. Let me know how the music volume is. In a parking garage, waiting on my daughter, taking my grandson to an ER. Intrusive thoughts say, don't. You feel trapped. Teaching my brain I am safe. Anxiety learns when turned on. Victory. That is awesome, Rich. So much positivity in the chat today. I'd love to see it. You guys should be so proud of yourselves, man. Keep it up. Remember to use that accepting inner voice. Hey, tired nerves. That's why I'm having these thoughts. That's okay. That's my body trying to protect me. My brain sending me irrational thoughts. They change. That's a part of being in a tired nervous system. You know, that's the accepting inner voice. Just using your knowledge, it is what it is, and focusing on the correct behavioral action, which is putting on the smile, lifting the chin up, and having a productive day and getting shit done anyway. That's going to tell the brain they're getting shit done. There must not be a real tiger, or else they would be in bed right now, right? So do these things even though you don't feel like doing them. I know you don't, but that's what's going to teach the brain. That's what's going to lead to your better life that you deserve. Right? Do these things even though you don't feel like doing them. And the whole time, you've got that accepting inner voice. So these thoughts come and you just say, you know what, it is what it is. It's part of being tired, nervous system. You know, whatever you want to tell yourself. Do these things, the positive behaviors, and have that accepting inner voice. Congratulations, Rich. That is a big achievement, dude. Congrats. Home Alone, don't like it. Well, let me rephrase that for you. It's not that you don't like it. It's not that you're truly terrified about being home alone. It's that your tired nerves are misfiring. You're just having irrational thoughts as a part of being in fight or flight. Just accept that as a part of being in fight or flight. Don't give them more credit than they deserve. They deserve no credit. Just say, you know what, this is happening, these thoughts are happening, these symptoms are happening, these feelings are happening because I'm in a tired nervous system. That's it. End of the story. Book closed, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do some productive, positive behaviors while I'm home alone, right? Which I'm assuming you're already doing because you've been here on the channel for a little bit, right? So I'm assuming you're already doing that, right? Okay. All right, guys, let's check my phone here and make sure I didn't miss any tips from anybody. I appreciate all the tips, guys. Thank you so much. Miss Thanksgiving, hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a amazing, wonderful day. Let's see. Did I miss any tips from anybody? Actually, I did, and I missed a really big one, and I kind of feel bad about it. We got a $100 tip from Darcy. Says, thanks for the insights, Wonder Bro. Darcy, I now know that I've got you in a stream, and I'm assuming you're still here. Holy shit, thank you so much for the $100 tip. That's 135, and we're on a 215-day streak. Let's see a wall of purple hearts for Darcy. But now that I know that I've got you in a stream, I just want to say thank you so much for the support that you gave me on the roof fund. I hope you've seen the stream where we showed the pictures off. I'll try to get those pictures back again. But Darcy, thank you so much. It turned out amazing. Half of the roof has been repaired. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I never know. Darcy is our mysterious supporter. We never know if she's here or not, right? She never comments. She just kind of supports behind the streams, or behind the scenes, rather. Sorry. So if you are still here, thank you so much, Darcy, for all you have done. And everybody else, man, thank you guys so much. So much. That's what I like to see, a wall of purple hearts. Thank you, Miss Thanksgiving, Jennifer Sky, Maddie Sanchez. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. But yeah, guys, if you have questions, holy shit, look at that tip goal. If you have questions, thank you. Feel free to ask them now. If you're new here, right, this is the part of the stream where you can ask whatever you want to ask. I don't want anyone to think just because we're celebrating and you know, whatever, that you can't ask your questions. Ask your questions. I will stop what I'm doing and answer any anxiety questions. I always do, right? So please speak up, right? Speak up. Tom, hello to everyone from Tom in Ireland. What's up, dude? This anxiety is going hard. It will. But you've got those two keys, right? You've got that accepting inner voice. You know why it's there. And you are using those positive behaviors. You're kicking today's ass regardless. I know you don't feel like it, just do it anyway. Your brain is not going to say, oh, well, they forced themselves to do positive, productive things today, so that doesn't count. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. It just says, hey, are they acting like there's a tiger, or are they not acting like there's a tiger? If there's not a tiger, you would be up being productive and active and involved, and hobbies and positivity and fun and music and whatever it is you do, and tidying up and cleaning up. And you get my point, right? Sorry, I'm burpy. You get my point. So stick to those two main keys. Tom, welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing good, dude. All right, guys, give me just a second. We'll be right back. Again, if you have questions, please ask them. It does not matter what topic we're on. If it's an anxiety question, I will literally stop what I'm doing and answer it. Okay? I always make it a point to do that. So ask your questions. We will be right back. All right, beautiful people, we're back. Did we get any questions while we were gone? Let's see. Sorry, I just miss you so much. We all miss Maddie. We always miss Maddie when she's gone. There's no doubt. No doubt there. I personally visualized Wonder Bro and Kate standing in a situation with me, supporting me. Hey, dude, I will happily be a part of your visualization. That's a big word. Visualization. I will happily be a part. Just make me look a little bit skinnier than I actually am while you're visualizing. Please, if you don't mind. Rich says, Tom, you have a great place here for information and support. I appreciate that, Rich. Thank you, guys. So much positivity in the air today. I love it. How are you, Maddie? Yes, how are you, Maddie? How are you doing? Thanks, guys and gals. We're here, Tom. Is this your first time on the channel? I feel like I've seen your name before, but I'm not sure. Then again, I guess there has been several Toms in the past. Good job, Wonderbro. That was a big word. Maddie knows I struggle sometimes. Maddie's been here long enough to know that I struggle with pronouncing certain words. Thank you, Maddie. Visualize it. See, now I can't do it. Now I'm on the spot. It's not natural. It's forced, and I just can't do it. I can't do it. Visualization. What's everybody having for dinner today? I'm already thinking about dinner. Already thinking about it. Already on my mind. I want some chicken and pasta. Chicken and pasta. Sounds amazing. Hey, well, to be fair, the Discord has been really quiet recently. I think everybody's just like, I don't know, either busy or hopefully busy just living life, right? Hopefully busy just living life. Is this Claire Weeks' method? It's based off Claire Weeks' method. I wouldn't say that I quote Claire Weeks word for word. A lot of inspiration from Claire Weeks, though. Acceptance, right? So the 2 keys are just kind of like my modern spin that I put on things to make it easier for people to understand Liz, right? But yeah, it's definitely inspired by Dr. Claire Weeks. And of course, acceptance. That's what it all comes down to. What are the 2 keys if you're new here? Leave the thoughts alone, because that's just a part of being in a tired nervous system. Have any irrational thoughts. There's no need to fight with them. Leave the symptoms alone. So mentally, you're not doing anything. You're leaving it all alone mentally. You've just got that accepting inner voice of, okay, I know what's going on here. And physically, you're up, you're living, you're doing things, you're showing your brain that the tiger doesn't exist by what you physically decide to do. It's called behavioral, right? Some people call it behavioral therapy. I'm not a therapist, but you get my point. It's important. We got to have those positive behaviors. Got to have those positive behaviors. Grilling steaks tonight. I love it, dude. Chicken soup. It's cold enough for soup. It is definitely cold, and it's so chilly here. Soup would not be a bad idea. Read my description. Let's see. I looked buff. Nice. Nice, dude. Face, allow, float, and let more time pass. Yeah, so it's this channel and everything that I do, like the 2 main keys that I created, it's all inspired by acceptance, which of course Dr. Claire Weeks was the inspiration there. So yeah, it's all inspired by acceptance, just with my own spin on it. But you could say that you couldn't just say it. It is the same concept as acceptance. It's the same thing. I just put it in a slightly different way to kind of like try to modernize it and make it easy to understand, right? But the two main keys that I just gave there, that's what we talk about here. And yes, it is acceptance. It is acceptance. Everyone loves chicken. I mean, who doesn't, right? Everyone loves chicken, it seems. Yes, absolutely. I missed a comment from you, Mint. I don't know how. By the way, Wonderbro, random thing. I wonder if you could fix the tip alert on the BRB screen. It's always silent and sneaky. Like, make the tip jingle, pause, BRB music. Okay, I got you. I don't know if I can make it to where the alert will drown out the BRB music, right? I don't know if that's an option. I could... I don't know. I'm sure I can figure out a workaround there. I don't think it's possible to make the alert, like, get louder on that. Well, I could make the alert itself louder on that screen, but it'd be kind of hard to test. I'll turn it up a little bit, and then hopefully when the day comes that we get a tip on the BRB screen, it's not too loud. But I'll turn it up a little bit. Some chicken chili when it gets cold. I mean, last night it was freezing. I'm not just saying that. Like, it was actually, we had a freeze warning. And I'm pretty sure we have another freeze warning in effect for tonight. So, Who else feels like we just totally skipped fall, like fall just didn't happen and we just went straight to the middle of December? Because that's the vibe I'm getting right now. That's the vibe I'm sort of getting right now. Again, Sanchez, I am so impressed with the decorations, my guy. Like, damn. The Michael Myers, he's my favorite part every year. I love it. He's like my favorite part of your collection. Um, Wonder bro, I've done so much in a week, or do you think I going too quick? It's really going to come down to whether you're using the keys or not, right, Em? It's not necessarily a matter of are you doing too much, is are you doing it right? So are you having the accepting inner voice instead of the mental fight and the positive behaviors, or you know, it's going to come down to whether you're using the advice, not necessarily whether you're doing too much. Not necessarily whether you're doing too much. Claire Weeks is the pioneer of acceptance and timeless, not hard to understand at all. Exactly, exactly. We love Claire Weeks here. We love Claire Weeks here. How's BB? BB is good. BB is good. Wild and getting more wild by the day. Setting up Pennywise, nice. In Gatlinburg, it was freaking 30 degrees this morning. Yeah. Yeah, we skipped fall. We skipped fall. I feel like there is a little bit of there from time to time, right? There can be a few people that are a little offended when we say things like, you know, we just try to put Dr. Claire Weeks in a different way and kind of modernize it a little bit. You have to understand that's not out of hate. That is out of love. That is out of wanting to help people. That is, you know, because not everything can understand things the way you do, right? So we have to put it many different ways. We have to put it many different ways. So it's not a it's not a bad thing. It's not us, you know, shitting on Dr. Claire Weeks. We love Dr. Claire Weeks. We don't know what we would do without Dr. Claire Weeks. When we say things like we're putting a modern spin on it, we do that to help everybody understand, right? We do that from a place of good intent. I feel like some people don't quite grasp that, but I just want to make that clear. I want to make that very, very clear. What's easy to understand for you might not be easy to understand for everyone else, right? See you later, Sky. Thank you for stopping by, dude. Appreciate you. Thank you, man, for all the support and the love. The Halloween tab, yes, that was a good idea, Sanchez, by the way. That was a great idea. I'm so proud of you, like you totally get it, yes. It is a good feeling, piano. Screaming piano. I love the name. It is a good feeling. We're always ready for more Halloween picks, right, Sanchez? Always, dude, always. Always, always. The support I've gotten from y'all, thank you so much. Absolutely, Crystal. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. I wish more people would post their accomplishments, right? People think their accomplishments are like too small to post sometimes, and it's just not true. An accomplishment's an accomplishment, and you should be proud of it, and you should post it, and you should own it, no matter what it is, right? We're just going to encourage you. We're just going to motivate you, right? I mean, that's all that's going to happen. Crystal kicking ass, dude. Absolutely, just kicking ass. Love to see it. Insert well shit gif here. Yes. Regarding last stream about time frames, you're talking about weeks and months. For me, it's been over 4 years journey and still counting. I mean, I really messed up this bad. You can't base time off of I've been at this journey for 4 years. I know for a fact, just from the comments that you used to post, because I remember your name, right? I know for a fact that it took you some time to really start using the advice, right? It took you some time to really start using the advice. So you can't say, well, it took me 4 years to do it. No, it took you some time to really start using the advice. So, you got to look at it from that perspective. You're not reinventing the wheels. If not for Claire Weeks, there would be no Dare Weebly letter to myself. You're absolutely right. Although I can't see where you're coming from and thinking that it's a bad thing that people want to re-elaborate or touch on things from the past, right? I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. Dr. Claire Weeks, obviously huge inspiration. Dr. Claire Weeks wouldn't be here without her. So I'm not sure exactly what you're getting at by seeming upset that we're here helping people and preaching the word of Claire Weeks and acceptance. I don't know why that upsets you. You must be a very miserable person. So anyway, moving on from that, I literally do nothing all day except read horror comics. There you go, dude. There you go. Can't beat it. Insert blush. We like to motivate people, man. We like to encourage people. That's really what it's all about at the end of the day. And I wish people would share their accomplishments more often. It's an ongoing journey for life. It's a great thing. I always say it's good life advice, not just good anxiety advice. All right, guys. How did I miss your comment? Long time just popped to say, hola, amigos. What's up, dude? It has been a while. I just went YOLO and finished it. I mean, facing a fear is facing a fear, right? It comes back to the whole concept that there's no such thing as a small achievement. I floated through a week of having this heavy feeling in the background, feeling like everyone dislikes me and the world is cold and scary. So, Mint, you personally have come a very, very long way, because there was a time, right? There was a time not too long ago where probably you would have gotten into your head and really questioned that and really questioned those feelings. Oh my effing Jesus, he gives Claire Weeks all the credit. I try to, but there is going to, right, be people out there that for some reason or another disagree with what we do here. I'm not really sure why. To see people, I mean, look at all the positivity in the chat, right? All these people starting to feel better and secede. And the reason I feel like some people get upset is because they're like, oh, they don't need you. They just needed Dr. Claire Weeks. Well, you got to understand, I'm just carrying on acceptance. And there's people out there that wouldn't have found acceptance or wouldn't have gotten it, right? And maybe never discovered Dr. Claire Weeks, but they discovered the channel. So I don't see why it's necessarily a bad thing that we're here carrying on the work of Dr. Claire Weeks in order to help people. It makes no sense to me why some people view that as a bad thing. And again, I think it's comes down to just being a miserable, bitter person. And maybe you're not a miserable, bitter person. Maybe you didn't mean it that way, but definitely the way that it sounded. And I wish you all the best. And I have no hate towards you, and I hope you do well. I just don't see where you find the problem in wanting to carry on Claire Weeks' work and help people heal. Makes no sense to me. But hey, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. If that's what floats your boat, that's what floats your boat, right? More power to you. More power to you. I don't hate you. I hope you have a good life. And maybe it was a misunderstanding, right? And if so, I apologize. But if not, oh well. Oh well. I wouldn't waste my time. This channel is legit. I'm in a better place because of you, brother. Appreciate it, Sanchez. It sounded bad. I mean, me too, Maddie. But again, if I took it the wrong way, I do apologize. I do apologize. I hope you have a good life, whoever you are. I hope you have a good life, whoever you are. And again, I apologize if I took it the wrong way, but it definitely sounded like you were throwing a little bit of shade my way, and that's okay. That's okay. Not everybody has to like me, and I'm sure you're out there somewhere punching air right now. You continue punching that air, girl. Continue punching that air, okay? It's okay. Maybe it's just a feeling, and guess it could be because I changed my med dose myself. Don't want to buy the new brand. It is a feeling, Mint. It is absolutely a feeling. All good, enjoying life. Thanks. Let me put this into my perspective. Recovery doesn't happen within a week. Takes time and shift into perspective by engaging with life. That's my take, and it does wonders. I love it, dude. I remember personally that you were struggling at one point, right, to a pretty severe degree, and you were able to pull yourself out of that and adopt a new perspective. Congrats. Keep it up. Nothing can stop you, man. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you, dude. Engaging in life, so important, right? That's the piece you were missing for so long. You were trying to do all the mental work, but you weren't doing any of the behavioral work, right? So you flipped it around. You got a new perspective. You stopped trying to do all the mental work, and you started engaging in life, right? So congrats, man. Congrats. I have learned more from you in a few weeks than decades of therapy and buying books, programs, etc. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Absolutely, Cindy. And the last thing I'll say about that is, again, if that person didn't mean that in a bad way, I apologize. If they did mean it in a bad way, I'm just going to say I don't understand where you're coming from. If people latch on to the way that I put things a little bit better than Dr. Claire Weeks, that doesn't mean Dr. Claire Weeks is any less valuable or that she's somehow irrelevant. No, we love Dr. Claire Weeks. But if people understand the way that I put it a little bit better, that's not a bad thing. Do you think Dr. Claire Weeks herself would mind? Of course she wouldn't mind, as long as people are healing. So that's the last thing I'll say about that. 5 to 10% of people will never like you, and that is so true. That is so true. Been on the channel for about 2 weeks and have had more improvement than with therapy. I love it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. But we'll move on from that topic because, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see here. Did you ever have to take anything for anxiety? I didn't. I didn't go the med route, mostly due to the fact that I was scared to take pills, right? So I never went the med route, but again, that's personal choice, dude. It's really up to you. You can absolutely use the advice while on medication, and you can absolutely use the advice while not on medication, right? But me personally, no, I didn't. I didn't. I read Claire Weeks before I found your channel. Her books were amazing, but honestly, some people like me, for example, need to hear it from a different point of view. Yeah, and that's just what we're doing here, right? That's just what we're doing here. We're just trying to put it in a new way, really. We're just trying to put it in a new way and carry it on. And if some people take offense to that, that's their problem, I guess. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Wonder Bro, you've helped me 9 months ago going through this on my own. Only help was listening to you. Appreciate that, Em. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate all you guys jumping in and supporting me on that. But, yeah, we're going to move on from that because what did Rich say? I think it was Rich. 5 to 7% of people aren't going to like you. I mean, that's just the way it is, man. That's just the way it is, man. How's that old saying go? My haters make me famous. All right? All right. So grateful for this stream today. I'm glad you're here, Mint, with us. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the support. I love that you said get engaged in life as much as you can, because that was always your problem, right? Too much mental going on, not enough physical behavior. So I love that you are aware of that now and you're pointing it out and you're coming into my chat to let other people know that that is a mistake and you just need to get living. So thank you, dude. Thank you for stopping by and making that comment. I really appreciate it. Backing me up on that. You've made a lot of progress, Asen. And again, I'm going to address your comment the same way I addressed your other comment there. You have not been at this with the true dedication. You have been recently, but you've not been at it for that long in the grand scheme of things. I want you to keep going, and I want you to keep doing what you're doing, because obviously it's working, and you're seeing a ton of progress. Don't get caught up on the last little bit. Don't get caught up on the last little bit. You keep moving in the direction you're moving, because clearly you're doing something right? Clearly this is working for you. So you just keep moving in the right direction, dude. Don't get caught up on the last little bit that's still lingering around. You've come so far, right? And it does take time. So just keep moving forward. Let's see here. All right, you guys, we are at our 1 hour mark. What a stream. So much positivity, love, and support today, and so many good questions. I was really happy with the point of the stream, but just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love you guys so much. So much. And I believe that's going to be it for today, right? So if you enjoyed the stream, make sure you leave a big thumbs up, and I will see you all very soon. Check me out on all the social media, Vacate Fear. See you soon. Until next time, as always, stay awesome.